Hi-Fi and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to take you guys a story time of where I almost died. It's not a funny story, but yeah. So 2018 was a year that changed my life forever, and I'll tell you why. So in that year, 2018, I turned 17. Now before that, I had gone on a trip back to my country with my aunt and my mom, and what happened in that trip changed me forever. So I'm gonna tell you a little backstory. I used to play in my school's tennis team. The day before I was supposed to go to my country, I had a match. The match lasted for about 2 hours. That was the longest match ever, and I still lost. Let me tell you, I tried, not really, but I was bad at tennis. Not even gonna lie. But yeah, so I had a match, and after that match I started feeling terrible, horrible. I was dizzy and I was pale, and I just couldn't. The sun literally tired me out. So I go to the trip, whatever, everything was good for the first 2 days of my trip. This was in spring break, by the way, 2018 spring break. So 3 days later, I woke up one morning with a pain right here. By the way, I'm left-handed, and I assumed it was from the match. It's probably from the match. My muscle hurts, whatever. The next day, it got worse. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. If I walked, I was hyperventilating and it hurt like hell. Fourth day, even worse. So days pass by and I come back. When I come back, it didn't get any better. When I came back, I was supposed to go back to school. That did not happen because I couldn't walk and I couldn't talk. And if you guys know me from my high school, you guys know that the high school that I went to is huge, like humongous huge. Classes they give you only 8 minutes, and classes is it's like a whole block, like a whole literal block. So I couldn't go to school in that week. And my mom told me on Tuesday, after school started, let's just go to the doctor. And I was like, no, I'm waiting for my dad. So I waited for my dad. My dad came back on a Friday, I think. Friday. Yeah. And it was his birthday, by the way. So he came back and I went to the hospital. By the way, before my dad came back, I had an episode that I hadn't eaten anything at all. And I went to the kitchen to get watermelon and I literally puked it out right after I ate it. The weirdest thing. But yeah, I went to the hospital, me, my mom, and dad, and I went to a local hospital, and they thought I had pneumonia because they had done some x-rays on me. For some reason, they decided to do an x-ray with contrast. Not an x-ray with contrast, CT scan. They did a CT scan with contrast. They put you in this big thing, this big circle, and then this whole thing spins around so they can see your insides. And they put iodine. They put iodine to have the contrast. So they just flush it in your veins so they can see any abnormalities, I guess. They did that. Probably a day or two later, I felt a tension in my room. I knew that something good was not happening. And I was like worried. The nurse came in, hi, what's your mom? And I was like, I don't know. And I called my mom. Mom, where are you at? It's like, oh, I'm downstairs. I was like, come downstairs. The nurse is looking for you. I don't know what she wants. And let me tell you, and it was the only decent dinner I had during that weekend. I was eating tenders and fries with ketchup. So that was the best I had in a whole weekend because they had some not good stuff. You know hospital food. So my mom came back up, and the nurse, when she came back up, she explained to me that I had blood clots in my lungs. Blood clots in my lungs. I cannot speak. But anyway, she told me I have blood clots in my lungs. And I was like, what does that mean? I have never even heard of blood clots in your lungs. I've never even heard blood clots in like any part of your body. I didn't even know you could get them. I only knew you could get them from like your period, you know, stuff, you know, if you're a girl, you know. But yeah, I was like, what? I was confusion. And she didn't really have time to explain me because like literally 5 minutes later, the ambulance from the other children's hospital came in and picked me up, and they transferred me to hospitals. And guys, let me tell you, it was the cutest ambulance. It had little cute animals outside of it, and inside it had a whole TV, and I was watching Moana, and life was good. So when I got to the other hospital, doctors began testing me for literally anything under the sun. Lupus, cancer, everything under the sun, and everything came back negative. For the first 2 weeks of being in that hospital, I was on oxygen, high flow oxygen, for about 2 weeks. They wanted me to do a biopsy because they found out that my pee contained a lot of protein, which I needed for my blood to coagulate. There's a certain protein that goes to your blood so it can coagulate. So it can be thin, basically. So it can go through your veins and through your arteries just fine. But that protein that I needed for my blood to work fine, I was peeing it out. For some reason. To this day, I don't even know how I got this. To this day, I'm like, wait a minute, who are you? You know? So I was confused. They tested me after 2 weeks of being in the hospital. As I was saying, I wasn't stable enough for them to do a biopsy. So they were kind of scared because I was in high oxygen. I had blood clots in my lungs. Like, basically, I was freaking drowning in my own blood, basically. It's a really delicate situation and a really delicate state. I was in PICU. They call it PICU. It's like an intensive unit. By the time I look big, I know I look big, but I was 16 at the time, so I had to go to the children's hospital, obviously. So after they do the biopsy in my kidney, so the reason why they were scared to do the biopsy on me because I wasn't stable is because they had to flip me on my stomach, and they were scared that I wouldn't be able to breathe. So they did the biopsy. It all came back fine. By the way, that laughing gas is no joke. You're thinking like, oh, this is nothing, and then you're like, dead. You pass out. You don't even know what happened. But yeah, they did the biopsy. They tested the tissue on my kidney, and they found out that I had membranous disease. Basically, the disease is what I just explained, is when that protein that you need for your blood to coagulate, you're peeing it out, and that's what happens. Your blood clots. Usually it happens to, I know it's happened to LeBron, and it's happened to Serena. You know, they get blood clots. It usually starts from the legs up. So yeah, that's what happened to me. And they tested to see if it was biological. It's not biological. Like, literally no one in my family has it. The only thing that runs in my family is literally dementia. So it was the weirdest thing. I'm like, how did I get this? And doctors to this day don't know how I got it. They try to give me treatments that people with that certain disease get, and they didn't work for me. So doctors literally like they put the books to the side. I'm not even gonna look at the books. Cause like, you're different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. So they weren't even going by the books, cause my immune system and my whole body wasn't even responding to the books. So they had to go off the books. So yeah, I was in the hospital for about a whole month in which I couldn't move because I would be out of breath and it would hurt. If you guys ever have broken a rib, it's similar to that pain in the spectrum. That's what I've been told. But yeah, it was the worst month of my life, literally. It almost ruined my junior year because I was a month out of high school, didn't do anything for a whole month. But luckily, guess what, because I'm the real MVP, your girl passed. When she came back to school, actually they released me the day of my birthday from the hospital, and I went to school the next week. So guess who finished her junior year with A's and B's only after being a month out? Me. Yes, I did that. Yes, I did that. And I'm really proud of that. So yeah, after they released me from the hospital, they had me take shots of blood thinners every 12 hours, shooting it in my thigh. They taught me how to give myself shots. In the process, I lost about 40 pounds, which I gained back in double. Look at this chin, come on. And also mentally scarred. I'm like, why me? Like, why? Like, what I do? Like, this is unfair. What I do? I didn't do nothing. Why me? But whatever, I come to terms with it. I've researched a little bit about it. I can say I'm a little, I don't know, negligent. Not negligent, but I've been neglecting it. I don't really look as much as, I don't know, I think I should. That's just me. That's just my mental. But as of now that I see, it really has no cure. A lot of people have like their immune system has like surpassed it, I guess, from what I've researched, but it has no known cure. It is a disease, so technically if my body stops responding to things, I can go back and I can literally die from this. But it's been under control. I'm in remission. I can proudly say that I've been in remission for a year, because I've fallen back. I have a lot. I used to have a lot of what's it called, edema. There you go. Edema is another word for swollen, for water retention. I was doing water retention. So normal people, doctors would be like, drink a gallon. My doctor is like, drink 1.5 liters. You know how much that is? That's about 32 ounces a day. I'm like, girl, I can't do that. She's like, you have to. But I can't. But I can't. So I did it. I couldn't. And I went back. Like 2 times. And then the last time was when I got steroids. A lot of steroids. Every Monday, they were shooting steroids up my little veins. And this is why this exists. Steroids is one of the things that helped me a lot, but at the same time it's a double-edged sword, because it's made me like gain a lot of weight and be lumpy or whatever. So at this point right now in my health, they're weaning me off the steroids, which is something amazing. And they have this other medicine that I'm taking called tacrolimus. I take about 14 grams a day. And that has put my health in a better place. Yeah guys, that was the time that I almost died, and I could have, because if I would have waited one more day, I would have drowned, or blood clots would have gone to my brain and I would have had brain damage and would have been a vegetable technically. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and share, all that good stuff, and see y'all next time. Bye.